on his cell phone. I can't tell you how many times I've had some emergency at the office come up, an alarm go off, or a water valve breaking, or an air conditioner leaking, and my wife goes into Target or the grocery store, and I just say, take the kids, honey, and I walk around for 20 minutes out front the store so I'm not bothering people inside. And I mean, now that's bad? I mean, we've all done that. Or I'll sit in the car. You just go on in, baby. I'll meet you in 10 minutes. All right, now back to this. The alarm code is, or I get a call, we're having unusual activity on your bank debit card. You have to tell us, did you buy flowers at this shop? You're making those phone calls that you got to make, and it's evil because the public has become wicked on average, and the wicked fleeth when none pursueth. They're just running around in hysteria and fear, not trusting each other. Meanwhile, the big corrupt government is out of control. And here's another article from CBS News in Dallas. Dallas police officer charged with stealing from Crime Stoppers. They reportedly put in $250,000, $250,000, in fake tips and paid themselves through the tip line. That's what this Stasi tattletale society is. That's the new economy, is your neighbor turning you in, and now Congress wants to give them immunity from fake tips.
We're on the march. The empire's on the run. Alex Jones and the GCN Radio Network.
Hundreds of nations have fallen to tyranny in the last century alone. This is our last chance to not relive history.
As we're finishing off this agenda, they'll be pulling the rug from underneath Americans at home.
They have tremendous influence on our president and Congress, and they really are calling the shots.
I think it's incumbent upon all of us as American citizens to pay attention.
Fall of the Republic identifies the enemies of our nation, the criminal offshore cartel, hell-bent on destroying sovereignty, and on its ashes constructing world government.
Tim Geithner, Bernanke, they're arsonists. They're asking for more matches. And the Congress is saying, who do we make the check out to?
Today, it seems like nobody does care. And right now in Washington, D.C., we have seen a fall of the Republic.
Get your copy of Fall of the Republic on DVD at Infowars.com or watch it online right now in super high quality at prisonplanet.tv. Hello, friends. This is Alex Jones. You've heard me talk about Cal-Ben 5-star soaps for years. This is an American-made product of the highest quality and compares to nothing you will find in stores. You can buy factory direct, shipped via UPS right to your door. Check them out on the web at 5starsoap.com. or call 800-340-7091. Take my word for it. Once you've used Pure Soap, you won't buy anything else. Since 1947, Cal-Ben Soap Company has been showing consumers that soap can be tough on dirt and gentle on the environment. Buy American and stay clean, as well as support InfoWars. Visit 5starsoap.com today or call 1-800-340-7091. Well, Marty, what do you have to say?
As founder and owner for over 63 years, satisfaction is guaranteed or double your dirt back. Call us at 1-800-340-7091 for a free catalog or visit our website, 5starsoap.com. Thank you.
This is Alex Jones with 5 good reasons you should consider buying a solar power generator. Number 1, new climate legislation could easily double or triple your electric bill. Number 2, our new energy czar wants to control how much power your electric company allows you to have. It's true. Total government control of electricity in the name of smart grid technology is coming. Number 3, in some areas of the country, the power grid is dangerously overloaded. And now, new socialist legislation is only compounding the problem. Number 4, dangerous weather is always a threat to local grids. Every year, thousands of families lose their power from weather-related outages. Number 5, a solar power generator provides powerful backup insurance and peace of mind. Folks, I really believe in the solar power generators offered by Solutions from Science, one of my oldest sponsors. You can get more information at www.mysolarbackup.com. That's mysolarbackup.com. Remember, the government doesn't own the sun, so go to mysolarbackup.com or call 1-877-327-0365. All over the country, police under federal grants are now running warrantless checkpoints and taking blood at them. And on top of that, the Atlanta police now strip people in broad daylight and do cavity searches on the side of the highway. That is out of WSB-TV. The police admit it. So now, to prove you're not with Al-Qaeda, the police with no warrant are going to do sexual assault to you, basically. And the man describes it as a sexual assault. And what's our mainstream media doing? Making fun of Jesse Ventura filing a lawsuit calling it sexual assault. You know, since when do men not get our rights? You've got all these women that are sexual abuse victims freaking out, filing suits over the TSA and winning, especially in Amarillo last year when they pulled the woman's blouse off and her bra and then said, man, you're good looking. She has witnesses. That's why they settled. And then she was crying at the gate and men came and said, I wish I could be part of the search. They were so attracted to her. And I've seen her on the news. Very good looking. I mean, these are men who could never get a woman. And they don't understand. It's all about loving your woman. It's all about the woman wanting you. It's all about the enjoyment of liking each other. These are goons who cannot probably ever had a woman in their life, and they're such animals. They run up to a woman who's crying and say, man, I really wish I could have been part of that search. I mean, these are animals, ladies and gentlemen. These are complete and out of control. This is what tyranny is. The government hires a bunch of idiots. The good cops quit. The good TSA people have been quitting. I'm not saying they're all like this, but it's an atmosphere that allows these type of animals to get away with this. In Ventura, I've been there when they're sticking their hand between his legs. And that's in his lawsuit. I've watched it. And let me, he was mad. And I've seen mainstream media spin it and say it's a publicity stunt. Guess what? He's had ABC, NBC, Good Morning America, all call him in Mexico. And he said, no, I'll come on your show in April. I'm done. I'm not responding. If he was wanting publicity. And he is going to come on in April when he gets back for a couple of weeks. He's down in Mexico right now. Doesn't even have phone. He's just got email. But, you know, again, we're the victims of this, and then the media spins it like, oh, this guy in Atlanta, he should have liked the cops putting their hands inside of his body. All right, we're going to go to Wayne Madsen here in just a moment for the balance of the hour, obviously with the geopolitical ramifications of what's happening in Egypt, Tunisia, and Yemen, and what he thinks is going on behind the scenes. I'm going to give you a brief synopsis of my analysis of this. Lindsey Williams is on the last 30 minutes with Bob Chapman while he's on with us. We've got, of course, Larry Pratt popping in with Obama, blowing the trumpet, sending up the red balloon, throwing down the gauntlet, opening the drawbridge, whatever, the floodgates, and saying, yeah, we're going to go with hardcore gun grabbing, assault weapons ban, extrajudicial banning of people owning guns, basically the no-buy list, just like the no-fly list that his former chief of staff Emanuel called for, where you're just magically can't buy a gun anymore because they think you're unstable. That's all coming. And they want to only let you buy one gun per purchase. They've told us what they want, and now they're announcing that they're going to roll it out in the next week and a half. So that's coming up. But before we go to Wayne Madsen, I just wanted to point out to listeners that we continue to upgrade and expand PrisonPlanet.tv. In April, it'll be up 7 years. There are tens of thousands of pieces of media. There's every show going back 7 years with a higher quality podcast. There's my book, Paul Watson's book, that are out of print. There's all these special report videos. We've been flying all over the country and the world. We've gone to Canada and other areas with these special interviews that are being posted exclusively there. And your support of PrisonPlanet.tv also finances much of our invaluable operations. And we're running that special till the end of the week, 5+ months free right now at PrisonPlanet.tv. And we've also got the Draft Ron Paul, a limited run, limited edition T-shirts available at Infowars.com. And we also have a limited time. I'm only going to have these for just a few months. And that's the V for Victory T-shirt, which really goes back to the archers over 600, 700, going back 800 years ago in England. That was their symbol to the invading Norman and French and others, was they would do the V symbol of their fingers. That's actually the oldest in Europe use of it, saying we got our fingers, we've got our longbows, because the Normans, whenever they would capture the Anglo-Saxons, would cut their index and middle fingers off. So I went with it because it's the V for victory against Nazi occupation. It's a symbol everybody knows. Victory Against the Globalist. It's simple, but I've actually gone back and done the deep research. It comes from the Archers, and that's why the British came up with it originally and then had the French adopt it as the Resistance. So those T-shirts are now available, and I've got more to say about this whole movement coming up later in the next hour. So again, prisonplanet.tv. You can also get a trial membership for $5.95 a month or 15 cents a day, or get close to half off when you sign up for a year. You get 5.3 months free when you pay for 6.7 months. In fact, Jaron just came in here and showed me the new, here they are, the new draft Ron Paul shirts. Very, very handsome. And your purchase also supports this broadcast and everything we do here as well, getting the movement going. The self-fulfilling prophecy of getting Ron Paul to run for president. Those are available along with the V-shirts as well on the online video bookstore apparel shopping cart at Infowars.com. Okay, we're going to Wayne Madsen. I just want to give you a 1-minute summation of what I believe is happening here. I am not 100% sure that Western governments aren't involved in this, because we know NATO, the U.S., Israel, many others, on record, have financed revolutions all over the world. But they're almost always in countries that are run by people that aren't going under IMF, World Bank control. Tunisia, Yemen, they're even having unrest in Jordan. In all of these places, but in and around Egypt, these are dictatorships, and you see Biden defending that right now, and major newspapers are saying, why is the U.S. defending another dictator? The public, around half the public is on some form of food assistance. Right at half the population makes $2 or less a day. You look at these rioters, these demonstrators, they're very skinny. They look malnourished. They're hungry. And the IMF and World Bank have demanded in the last 6 months that the food allotments be cut. Imagine if the 43 million Americans on food stamps had that taken. You'd have unrest within a week or two. These people are starving in many cases in Egypt, in Tunisia, in Yemen, where the food allotments are being cut, especially in Tunisia and in Egypt. And so no matter how you slice it, the big central banks are creating this. And on top of them ordering the food cut, the prices are up because of dollar devaluation worldwide, and food is denominated in dollars in those nations. So commodities are going up, not just oil, but also food. So I don't see why the globalists would want to do this and why they want to be behind it. Some people are saying there's evidence of that. Egypt has shut down the internet. There were reports that Mubarak has fled. The police in the last 3 hours, the New York Times are reporting, are stopping to fight with the public and shaking hands and drinking bottled water together. The police are sharing their bottled water with them. Let's get Wayne Madsen, formerly with the National Security Agency. He's written for dozens of major newspapers and magazines. And, of course, is a routine analyst and expert that joins us. His website's thewaynemadsenreport.com. Wayne, what's your breakdown and your take on what's happening in the Middle East, North Africa?
Well, I think what's happening is the same thing we've seen happen on the streets of Athens. We've seen it in London. We've seen it in Ireland and Iceland. This is a reaction against what the global bankers have done to these economies. This is a Mediterranean issue. We've seen it play out in Italy. We've seen it play out in Greece and Spain. And why should North Africa be any different? Of course, they in North Africa have these long-time U.S.-supported thugs that we've relied on. Ben Ali in Tunisia, Mubarak in Egypt, and these others. And I think this is paybacks. Now, I find it interesting that the WikiLeaks cables talk about Egypt. They've just released a bunch, I guess, in the last 24 hours. But I think the people who might think that what we're going to see is like a liberal democracy arise, where the new leaders will go off to Davos and break bread with those hoodlums and gangsters that meet there every year, are mistaken.